Welcome back to MyGM 2K25 Extreme Difficulty. I am your host, attackslug. It is indeed our third PLE. It is Bash in Berlin. We are on show 15 of 25, and I did promise Austin Theory a match today with the phenomenal AJ Styles. I also promised, unfortunately, Maurice to be in her corner, and I forgot to do that yesterday, where I should have done that on that show, and I didn't do it. So that's on me. I missed that. So unfortunately, Maurice gonna break that promise. And also, Jacob Batu wants to be on this PLE, but it's not a promise. And granted, I don't want to further piss off that werewolf, so he might just be in this show, on this show, in that fatal four-way for the business. So we're going to add our women's superstar, who is currently a little bit annoyed with our brand, which is Asuka, who has 45 stamina, which means she'll be at 35 or lower, but hopefully not injured. And if she wins, she gets 5 pop, and then I get a Smashing Success power card for morale. Because generally, I don't need the morale cards, so I don't really see a point in playing these matches on the show today and keeping things nice and simple for me filming on a fine Friday. So, yeah, we're going to lock that one in with Asuka. And hopefully no one is ready over in the mid-card business, as promised. Austin Theory and AJ Styles at level 4 with good popularity. Unfortunately, non-title, because there's no title here, but they're doing all right otherwise. And I have 96 in my budget. Should I do and spend like 54? I don't think so, but also a 1-week injury on the loser is a problem, as is the 72,000 for the backstage brawl. Ambulance is 36, but a chance for injury for 2 weeks, and they have good stamina, so perhaps a different step, but right now we're going to lock that in. And the question I have for, I guess, next week is that what becomes of these new feuds for next week. So right now we have our tag team feud, and we have Bayley and Maurice, right? Otherwise, we are wide open to perhaps have a different thing like Asuka and Lash Legend, and perhaps throw in a triple threat with Miss Chelsea Green. We can do AJ challenging Jacob. That could work out fantastically. But then the problem is who fights our mid-card champion. So it might be Javon challenging Jacob and AJ challenging Alistair for those. But then where Cody? Why Cody? When Cody? Those are problems for next week's episodes, but it does free up just about everyone on that. So, do we have Shaq cut a promo, or do we have Cody cut a promo? Both should be 5 on promo. So, Cody, though, needs the stamina if he's going to work matches on the show next week. So, Shaq, this is what I hired you for, big man. So, lock in that promo. I feel like if I were to spend the 50K on this PLE bonus, it would still get vetoed, so you ain't gonna get me there, Triple H. Now, speaking of Triple H, he wants me to not book my most popular available specialist, which currently I'm not, which is great. That is Health Spa number 3. And somebody, perhaps Asuka, gonna need that on Monday. That's the plan. That's the plan. Plans could change, but that's currently the plan. I feel like this card should get played Monday and not today. We should be okay for today, and therefore I should book stipulation for that mid-card matchup to further hopefully get past a 4-star deal. Because right now I feel like just one-on-one, non-title as a level 4 with that popularity should be 4 stars. I want to at least get to 4.5. I'd love 5, but I feel like that's just not going to happen for me on this show at any point. So perhaps some no holds barred, and then the 1-week injury shouldn't matter if the plan is AJ and Alistair, and AJ gets hurt for a week, it's a call-out promo on Monday. I'm not worried about that. It's okay. So 54 of my 96 being spent on this show. Again, balls to the wall on these bookings. It's going to be a problem, and hopefully we make it back in our revenue on a PLE, because I can't do anything else. It's really just, yeah. Like, sure, tier 1 signage perhaps would be a better choice, but a measly $1,000? Like, no. Come on, man. That's just not what I want. And for that men's main event with 60 stamina, get in there, Jacob Fatu. Our champion is in that gauntlet match. We confirm that booking. We're spending a lot of our current budget, but hopefully it all pays off. Confirm that booking. Bash in Berlin. Here we go. So, in the opening contest, it is Shayna Baszler, Bianca Belair, Asuka, and Dakota Kai. And Asuka does have somehow the best stamina of these four. And again, I don't want to sit here and play a gauntlet match for the next 20 plus minutes because those take forever. I'm going to hit simulate. And we're going to see what plays out. I lost the power card to ECW, but it was a 4.5-star classic. Meanwhile, on your mid-card, Theory and Styles, no holds barred. Who's gonna take it? It is A-Town. It was, hey, I got 5 stars. There's the injury to AJ, which means that Black calls him out on Monday. Not worried about it. So congrats to me for once for getting a 5-star matchup. So, Big Shaq, Big Diesel, it was good. 3.5 thousand on the charity promo. Extreme Rules for the tag team titles on Monday Night Raw. Chase U versus the Creed Bros. Why not? 2 top-tier tag teams and new 4-star amazing Chase U. And Raw hired Bull Nakano, the legend, and got a +5 on that self-promo. Why would SmackDown book Ali Brawler at all? But Ali Brawler versus Lyra Valkyria Iron Woman matchup. That's insane. But okay, what you got, ladies? Lyra with the win, and it was 4 stars, amazing. And that finishes their rivalry. For charity, Manifestation did better than Shaq, so congrats to the monster. And ECW for that world title. Otis defending against Kit Wilson and New Jack. Triple threat rules. It is New Jack, your new ECW champion, 4 stars. And Tony D, forget about it, for charity, 3K. And your main event of the evening, men's gauntlet, fatal 4-way, Rowan, Uso, King, and Fatu. Get in where you fit in. Who gets to win? And it was Yeet. Don't bet against the Yeet. 4.5 stars. So I got neither of those match rewards, and I kind of don't really care. But the money, though, from last time, from Money in the Bank, was way more important. So, the PLE breakdown, a 4.5 opener and closer, and I got the highest rated mid-card matchup. But that leaves Asuka at 35 stamina, which sucks for her. And 47 for our world's champion. And so, NXT does 110 in the fan change and makes 13,000. So a total budget of 110 for 110 and 110. It rhymes. Okay, so if we did 110, Raw did what? 103. Good. Love to see it. And they made 78. SmackDown does 112. Better than us. And made 43. So maybe if I had played the match and won as Jacob, I would have done better in the ratings versus SmackDown. But who could say? My mid-card was better, certainly. And ECW does 113. And they made 63. Health Spa number 3. Which means we are just under 33,000 in the lead over SmackDown. And a 31,000 gap between SmackDown and Monday Night Raw. Moving on to our trade business. Any talent I'd like to trade, I am not allowed to trade Asuka, Vinci, Bailey, Cody, Solo, AJ. I could trade Theory. He's worth 112 with 33 stamina. Like, okay, look. I found out that if I steal their champion, it's kind of inconsequential because they crown a new champion. So that is not, unfortunately, a loophole. Even though I could do it again with Noam Dar, who's worth $89,000 right now in the contract business. I could use a Randy Orton because he's Randy Orton, but I just don't see it happening for that value. Let me see who is on SmackDown, my main competitor on SmackDown. If I could trade for 1/2 of their tag team champions, that would be hilarious. I demand the attention of Ludwig Kaiser. Now, keep in mind, 73 popularity on Austin Theory, and that's not that far off on Kaiser. 111, 115. Also, I don't have that much cash to throw at Team Teddy, so I could throw in another like 10,000 and then make the offer on that. But actually, I'll say, how about 15,000? So that is over what he is worth, and you're getting a very low stamina Austin Theory, and I get a heel specialist, and I love having more specialists, and I ruin your tag team. So what do you say, Teddy Long? Propose that trade. Nope. He says, nah, that ain't gonna work, playa. Holla holla. And just for my own edification, I'll throw in 20,000 smackers on that. So that is much more than I should pay for anything at this point in this trade process, but it would be hilarious to get Kaiser in a trade. So Teddy says no. I'm going to inch up a little bit more. All right, 21,000. What do you say? Nope. 22,000. What do you say? Nope. All right. Final offer. Teddy Long. 25,000. That is 136 versus his value of 115. How about it? Nope. Goodbye. I said good day, Teddy Long. So I'm all out of trade attempts. Raw wants Shaq and some cash. And they want to trade the injured Isla Dawn and Heath Manhattan for Shaq. Why on earth would I ever do that? 3 out of 5 on promo and still 2 weeks injured. That seems dumb. And 1 out of 5 and annoyed, and no. Come on, CM Punk. That's just not going to happen. Voice of the voiceless. Meanwhile, Teddy Long wants Austin Theory so badly, he will trade both Omos, Monsoon, and 18,500 in the cash. So the angry Omos still has some injuries here for 1 extra week, and Monsoon's a jobber. 37 in popularity. What good would that do me with a 1 out of 5 on promo skill? But also, I don't have anyone who is a cruiserweight to work with a giant. Granted, I have specialists, but I don't have cruiserweights. So Teddy, I made you an amazing offer for Ludwig Kaiser, so nah. Step off, playa. He raised the money. He said, all right, how about Omos, Monsoon, and 33,500 of his very large budget on SmackDown. And again, SmackDown can afford it, $224 in their budget. The question on my end is, do I want to re-sign Maurice? Because I could use the cash to do that. Otherwise, Maurice is going bye-bye. This still feels like a bad deal to me, but in the interest of keeping Teddy in second place, let's make this trade and then hope for the best, because I could always take Omos and then release him for another 40K. So 33K Plus 40K, maybe. I mean, you know, fine. A-Town to SmackDown. Shake on it. ECW wants Lash Legend and cash for an injured Maxine Dupree and Eddie Thorpe. No, Sherry. That's not happening, Sherry. Austin, Texas. Another power card. This is war. Solo, Cody, Asuka, Bailey, Vinci are banned from Collision. I mean, NXT. Oh, good God. And all new contracts are increased by 25K. And Pocket Sand. Last week's results. Plus 5K from the ad campaign. I will always take 5K more fans. Let's keep it rolling. Bad news. Yeah, I know. Local talent. Yeah, I know. Vinci. I know. Take better care of your superstars because AJ got hurt in a match where somebody was going to get hurt. Health Spa number 1. Maurice is pissed. It's fine. Major decrease to her morale. And Jacob Fatu is now thrilled, on a roll, and super happy in his morale. And our shake-up card for the week. What do we got here? Specialists lose more stamina, but increase their popularity. 10K for any superstar in the matchup, and tag team callouts gain 3 additional stamina. I will take the 10K. We need the budget. So who is getting booked in matches all week this week? That would be Javon with plenty of stamina, which now finishes our 3rd full week of NXT in extreme mode here in MyGM. I'm still in the lead, just barely. I'm attackslug. Thanks for watching. More videos right here. I'll see you next time and next week, and I'm out.